Hello, Sadie Rochelle here. There's been a body of research surrounding religious rite and ritual. Hello and welcome to Daughters of Orion. This is your host, Sadie Rochelle, aka Sarah. This is a haven where we discuss a variety of topics ranging from geopolitics, history, esotericism, conspiracy theories, science, psychology, philosophy, basically everything. Welcome. And today I wanted to discuss religious rites as well as ritual. So, when it comes to most religious practices, there is a certain ends to a lot of religious practices and rituals. A goal that constitutes something in the way of achieving a certain mentality. Usually, the mentality that is aimed for in these types of practices is what is referred to being a state of awestruck nature and awestruckness, in a state of just feeling reverence for observing something that you feel is beautiful or profound. It has been concluded that this state of awestruckness coincides or correlates with certain things in nature. When we look at certain areas of history, like the Renaissance era, we notice a lot of emphasis put on architecture and also the religious sphere in relation to evoking a certain mentality from people who observe either the artwork, the architecture, or who participate in the religious rites and rituals. When you are observing such a thing, it has been shown that as humans, we tend to act in a more moral way when we are observing something that puts us in that state of awestruckness. In the Renaissance era, we notice a lot of the artists, a lot of the patrons of the art, people who funded a lot of the artists, tended to focus on things that brought about that awestruck nature. And they got very creative in the ways that they did this. When we notice certain art that might have a certain theme that might draw you in, right? It might catch your attention. It might be attention grabbing. The Renaissance is where we started to begin to see a lot of this attention grabbing type of propaganda, really. But in the Renaissance, propaganda was used in a more positive way with a more moralistic goal. As we see a lot of nudity, the sculptures and artwork that kind of grabs your attention, like, ooh, what is this going on here in this painting? From that, the artist or the patrons would focus on putting things within this artwork that evoke a state of awestruckness. This state of awestruckness, this state of reverence that was kind of sought after, be tantamount to certain things that we experience in real life. For example, you witness something that is profound, like a near-death experience and you're grateful to still be alive, right? If you're walking through the forest and you notice the sun peeking through the trees. As a side note, that's actually stained glasses within the churches and religious monuments. That's the thing that they were kind of going after to evoke that same feeling as if you're walking through the forest with different trees and different lightings and everything like that. Another example is like standing on the top of a mountain and looking down and feeling that profound sense of awestruckness, that sense of peace in your heart. Witnessing the birth of your child, or witnessing something that's just profound and like that one time type of thing that only happens once in your lifetime, or just a handful of times in your lifetime. Those state of awestruckness is what many artists in the Renaissance are trying to go after, to evoke. And a lot of architecture from that time period was also geared towards evoking that sense of awestruckness within the people within the society. We look at certain religious practices, and we look at certain religious rite and rituals, trying to evoke that sense of awestruckness. You can do it by either meditating and thinking about certain things. You can do it through chanting, repeating the same phrases over and over again, because it has a certain connotation with your brain, whether semantically or either the sound or the meaning, and sometimes both. It depends. But You can also evoke that state of awestruckness through meditating on a certain image as well. There has been a body of research looked into this with regard to more Abrahamic traditions, but the same can be said of basically any religion. So, anyways, that's really all that I'm going to say for now. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, and if you would like me to dive into things more. There are also academic pieces on this that I will get into if you guys would like. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks. I just want you to know that if I had epilepsy, I would give this light a fucking 0 out of 10 stars, because what is happening?